What is up, everyone? How's it going? Welcome back to another live stream. 2 weeks in a row, baby. Let's get at it. This one is going to be a little bit shorter just because we are heading out of town. I got a lot of stuff to do, but still here wanting to answer whatever questions you guys have. It could be about Toyota stuff. It could be about real estate. It could be about life. It could be about food. Whatever you guys want to talk about, go ahead and throw it into the comment section. If you guys are new to these live streams, basically someone pops in here, says a question, we throw it up here on the screen. Hope you're having a good evening as well. And then I answer them to the best of my ability. We do get a little bit behind sometimes on the live stream, maybe like 10, 15 minutes or so. Full Send is up in here too. How's it going, man? But whatever questions you guys have, go ahead and throw them in. And we just BS and we talk for probably about an hour this time. It will be a shorter live stream. You guys can just listen to the audio. We don't really put stuff here on the screen unless there's something that I have no idea what you guys are talking about and if everyone wants to see it. So what is up, everyone? We got about 37 people showing up in here now, so we will go ahead and start answering questions. If you guys can leave a like on the live stream too, that way people who are seeing it after the fact, YouTube pushes it out to them. But Kryptonite Mafia, what is up, man? Says, hey, John, do you recommend getting an extended warranty on the new 4Runner? So these new vehicles come with a pretty decent warranty, especially if you're going to get a hybrid one. The hybrid components, I believe, are 10 years, 100,000 miles. So that's pretty solid if you're worried about just the hybrid aspects of these vehicles. Extended warranty, if you're going to get it, definitely shop around. You can get some a lot cheaper than what your dealership is offering. And the big misconception about warranties is that you have to get them right away. You don't have to get the extended warranty right away. I believe you just have to go ahead and do it and solidify it before your powertrain warranty actually runs out. So if you have the money to do it and you're gonna plan on keeping the vehicle for a long time, then sure, especially with it being a new vehicle, it would be nice to have some peace of mind. Blue STI, what is up, man? How's it going? Welcome to the live stream. Steven's in here. Sam's up in here. Kyle, Adele, Caps is here. Phoenix Odyssey, how's it going, man? Blue STI says, so many people talk crap about the new 4Runner and Tacoma that they have no clue what they're talking about, and it's funny, these new gens are way better. They're 100% better in the regards of driving them. The technology in them is pretty nice. The safety standards in the 4Runner alone make it so much better than the 5th gen. However, the old ones have proved themselves, right, over time. And every single generation of 4Runner and Tacoma has pretty much proved itself. So Toyota enthusiasts, we're always a generation behind, it seems like. When the 7th gen 4Runner comes out in 10, 15 years, when the 5th gen Tacoma comes out, it'll be the same thing. People will say, oh, the 4th gen is so much better than the 5th gen. Oh, the 6th gen is so much better than the 7th gen. So we just have to give them time to prove themselves for sure. There is some things that Toyota definitely needs to do better on these new vehicles. But if you're just talking about driving the vehicle, these new ones are so much better. The 4-cylinder has so much torque, so much power. It's really nice. Esteban, how's it going? Cripple Creek's up in here too. Bill, Eric, I see you guys. I'll get to your guys' questions in a little bit. Again, if you guys are new to the live stream, we get a little bit behind on the questions, and we are only going to go for about an hour today because I got a lot of stuff to do. Noah says, Sup, John, any problems arisen with your 6th gen 4Runner? Have you had time to bring in the LC to fix the problems? I have not had time to bring the Land Cruiser in to fix the problems. I'm going to have to use a second dealership for that just because my current dealership just said, oh, we cannot duplicate. Very annoying. The only issues that I've had with this new 4Runner is my CarPlay. Sometimes it desyncs itself and it doesn't want to resync, which is annoying. And then the fender flares, which I've talked about in one of the very first videos that I had this 4Runner, the fender flares are kind of bowed just a little bit right there in the center. Kyle, what is up, man? Yota Mafia boys took care of me yesterday. Dude, I'm missing you by one day. I'm going to be up at Yota Mafia tomorrow, actually, and we're getting the lift kit finally put on to the 4Runner, so it won't be sitting as low. It'll have a nice little lift on it going up to Yota Mafia for that tomorrow. Julio, how's it going, man? Said, how's it going, John? I see you have a GR Corolla in the driveway. Is that a press vehicle? It is not a press vehicle. However, it is Nathan's from Sixth Element. So part of that video was me showing the Land Cruiser driving away because it's heading up to Sixth Element for some R&D stuff. It's going to get an intake most likely. I'm curious if they're going to leave it in the Land Cruiser. That would be pretty cool if all the stuff that they put onto it, they just leave on it. But it is heading up to South Carolina to get some R&D work done from the guys up there at Sixth Element. And he just drove over his GR Corolla because he lives only like an hour and a half away from me or so. So he's just parking it here, drove the Land Cruiser up. It's going to fly back tomorrow and pick it up. He did not leave me the keys. I told him because I'm not going to be here because I'm going up to Yota Mafia tomorrow. But it would have been cool to get some rips in the GR Corolla because his GR Corolla is pushing about 325 horsepower to the wheels or so. I believe is what he said. I think he said 360 something to the crank and 325-ish to the wheels, which is more than that car gets stock. So I'm sure that thing is a little ripper. Casey, how's it going? Says, yo, any big difference with the 25 4Runner not having a sunroof? Any practical disadvantages? Headroom, basically. So any vehicle that you get with a moonroof, you lose just a little bit of headroom space just because of the headliner. But aside from that, there's no real differences. So the main thing is just going to be the headroom space that you get, or that you don't get with the moonroof, or that you do get without the moonroof. Simply Crow says, what's up, guys? I'm looking to get a Land Cruiser, but they're pricey. Plenty of deals to be had on the Land Cruisers right now. I've seen some 1958s for like $5,000–$6,000 under MSRP right now. So there are deals. I don't know what the tariffs are going to do. Toyota says that they're still going to sell stuff here in the United States and that they shouldn't have any real impacts with the tariffs. All that stuff we'll figure it out tomorrow, basically. So we'll see what countries and also what companies have been negotiating with the president. But as of right now, you can get some Land Cruisers in certain areas. I'm not sure about everywhere, but in certain areas I've been seeing on Facebook Marketplace like $5,000, $6,000, $7,000 off of MSRP, especially on the 1958 edition. How's it going from Hawaii? Micah's up in here. Heck yeah, dude, that is awesome. Sam says, hey John, what's going on? The matte film makes the 4Runner pop. What is next for the 4Runner? It looks really freaking good, doesn't it? It looks so good. So videos coming out next for the 4Runner is going to be a throttle enhancer, which I am installing tomorrow after the lift kit goes on. An amplifier as well to make the JBL sound system sound a little bit better. We are putting on the peak suspension on the 4Runner, and then when we get back into town, I'm going to finish up all the CBI stuff and Prinsu stuff with the rock sliders that are going to go on it, and also the Molly panels on the windows. And then that is the phase one with CBI and Prinsu. And then we're going to go camping with it. We're going to go most likely with the 4Runner up to the Moore Expo, finally off-road it prior to the Expo, tow the space trailer up there. And then the 4Runner, we will be going to Toyota Jamboree in like late April into May with it. And then we're going to be heading out west to Westcott Designs. And also I will be at Overland Expo West. If you guys, smash that like button. I truly, truly appreciate it. It helps out with everyone's videos. Everyone that you watch, Patrick says love the videos. Everyone that you watch, go ahead and smash the like button. Dennis says, John, how was the dinner and the Wagyu? So good. It was so good the other night. The sides could have been a little bit better, but all the food, the main courses were very good. And the old fashions that they had there were very good too. We had American Wagyu, and then they also had Japanese Wagyu A5. And we cooked it at our table, which is kind of nerve-wracking a little bit, but it was very good. There's a very big distinction between American Wagyu and Japanese A5 Wagyu. The Japanese A5 like really just melts in your mouth. It was so freaking good. Bill says, do you still have the vibration issues on the Tacoma? I do, unfortunately. We are taking it to the dealership to get some good eyes on it, basically. We're going to figure out what the heck is happening with that Tacoma, and there's going to be some good Toyota eyes on that Tacoma. I'm not going to say too much on it right now just because I want to make sure that everything works out. If engineers have to get involved, I'm not really sure yet. When I talked about it in that video, there was definitely some concern from Toyota corporate, like with that, with the Tacoma. So I don't want to say too much on it just because I don't know exactly what is going to happen with it. I get it though, price sucks on the new gens for sure. But you know, a year from now, all these vehicles will hopefully be discounted in price, just like the new Tacomas are kind of discounted in price too. It'll hopefully go down. Have you seen the Tacoma grill swap on the 4Runner? I have, and weirdly, I'm not a fan of it. I thought I was gonna like it more, but now that more and more people are building out their 4Runners, it's kind of like the Sequoia front end on the Tundra. It really looked like Sequoia on the Tundra, and then with the 4Runner and Tacoma just sharing so much together, it really just made it look like a Tacoma. I really thought that I was gonna like it more, but I didn't like it as much as I thought. I'm still gonna do it with mine just to see if in person it looks a little bit better, but like the 4Runner's growing on me, so it has its own unique front end. With putting the Tacoma front end on it, it just made it look a little bit much like a 4Runner or a Tacoma. Phoenix Odyssey says, I'm still trying to get a 25 4Runner ORP for 57. I have one out the door offers for 60. I'm holding out to hope the discounts will come here soon. I think in like 6 months, they definitely will. There's not that much negotiation and wiggle room right now on the new 4Runners just because they're so new and supply and demand, right? Because if you try to talk with a dealership and you're like, nah, I want the money off of it or else I'm walking, they're like, okay, cool, go ahead and walk because we have someone else right outside that will want to buy it. But dealerships can't say that when they have, 5, 6, 7 of the same model on the lots for sure. So the discounts will definitely, hopefully be coming for the 4Runners in the next 6 months when they build up inventory. Amart says, hey John, thinking about a new Tacoma. What are your thoughts on the Limited? It's hard to find a Tier D off-road premium in my area, but Limiteds are being heavily discounted. Don't do rock crawling. Thoughts? I think the Limited's a great truck. You get tons of features in the Limited Tacoma. Personally, I don't like all the chrome, but a new set of wheels on it, it would look great. So getting rid of the wheels, getting a little bit beefier of tires on it, I think the Limited is a slam dunk for sure, especially if you're able to get it discounted. Blue STI, I appreciate it, man. Cripple Creek's up in here too. I wonder what Morimoto can do with those lights. I am very curious. Morimoto is slow to bring product out, but when they do, it is good product. AlphaRex is very, very, very good. I enjoy AlphaRex. The company, the people that I work with AlphaRex are great. And then my contacts at Morimoto are great too. And Morimoto's quality and packaging is very, very good. That tune that you talked about getting, how much torque and horsepower is it supposed to add? For the 6th Gen 4Runner, I believe it's 30 across the board. So 30 more horsepower we're going to get out of the 4Runner and about 30 more pound-feet of torque too. So very excited to do that. That's going to be on the 8th, so a week from now. We're going to have the both 4Runners tuned and maybe the Tacoma hybrid as well. I'm not 100% sure yet if we're going to do the Tacoma, but I definitely know that both 4Runners are going to be getting tuned. And we're already, guys, about 10 minutes behind. Don't worry. I see everyone's questions in here. I will get to it. And also keep in mind, we are only going to go for about an hour today so I can wrap some stuff up before we head out of town. We're actually going to California for a cousin's wedding, which will be cool. Haven't been out west to see a lot of family in a while. I actually grew up in San Diego, so that's why I'm very familiar with the West Coast. And, I don't talk like a typical Florida man, y'all. But there is some words sometimes that I catch myself saying. I was like, I've never said it like that before. But living in the South, because I'm like North Florida, and the more North Florida you get, the more southern it is, basically, because we're like lower Alabama. Yeah, we'll be out there. And I actually have a cool press vehicle lined up. It's not the best for family hauling, but it is a Tacoma pre-runner. So I'm very excited to drive. Oh, I have something in my freaking eye. I am very excited to be driving a Tacoma pre-runner for the 4 or 5 days that we're out there. Chadwick says, hey John, how's the new 4Runner? Looking for more content as you rack up the miles. Want to hear how it holds up and how solid it is or isn't. Cheers. Yeah, it's been great so far. We have about 3,500 miles now on the 4Runner. And if we do give it away, which I fully intend to hopefully do a successful giveaway on this 4Runner, the new owner will be happy that they won a 4Runner. But at the same time, man, we'll probably have close to 10,000 miles on this 4Runner for sure. It'll be up there. I mean, because the drive out that I'm going to do for it, sorry guys, my eye is like really itching me right now and it's bothering me. The drive out to the West Coast will already put the 4Runner over 5,000 miles easily. And up to Tennessee, out to Missouri and everything for the More Expo. I mean, we're going to be close to 10,000 miles probably within a couple months, I think, for the 4Runner. Cripple Creek says, oh man, that 6th gen looks great behind you. Where's Old Blue? My wife actually just took it to go get our screaming cat more food. We tried to put him on some different food, which is even more healthier for him. And he's like, what the heck is this crap? So she's actually going to get him more food. And then she's dropping off some cleaning bags to a cleaner to go clean one of our Airbnbs. So eventually tomorrow, hopefully, both 4Runners will finally be in the garage at the same time, which will be rad. So both 4Runners will finally spend the night together in the garage at the same time. I'm going to move the space trailer over and they will both be in the garage, which will be pretty rad. Eric says, did you fix that whistling noise? I did not, and I am lifting the 4Runner tomorrow. So if lifting the 4Runner gets rid of that whistling noise, then it's just something that happened to be with the air going through at a certain spot. So I was really hoping to figure out what the heck was going on with the 4Runner prior to lifting it. I may tonight, if I have time, take the running boards off of it to see if air is getting caught at the running boards before when I drive up to Yota Mafia. But you know, getting the lift on it will hopefully help with the with that howling noise. Mr. Sanjeev says, hey John, why doesn't Toyota use its hybrid synergy drive for higher output applications? I don't know, actually. I'm not sure if that's just for cars, if they're able to do that, or why they don't do that. I'm not 100% sure what the synergy drive system is, actually. I'll have to look into that. Julio says, I wanted to get your impressions of the GR Corolla. I've had mine for a little over 7 months. Only complaint is the bucket seats so far. Yeah, they're very tight seats in the GR Corolla. So I have a couple videos of the GR Corolla on my page going back maybe 2 or 3 years ago when I drove it out in Utah. It is a fun little car. I love the GR Corolla. I honestly would not mind buying one, but I am just like beyond hopeful that Toyota actually comes out with an MR2, and that will be like the first GR car literally like that I own on the channel, because I had a Supra for about 3-4 months or so way back in the day. It was a buddy's that he kept it in my garage, so I got to drive it. And the 86 is cool. I'm just curious what Toyota is doing with the whole GR lineup, but it would be nice to have the Corolla. I think that the Corolla is very cool. I wish that they spruced up the interior just a little bit more, like some more Alcantara in certain spots. But my first impressions and everything of the Corolla were pretty good. Used 4Runners, 5th gens are starting to go up in price now. One saved on my Auto Trader went up 4K recently. That's crazy. And it's saved, but they raised it 4K, yet it's still for sale, which that makes me scratch my head. That's cool that the values are going up for 5th gen owners that want to sell their 4Runners. But it's just crazy when people, it's like looking at houses. When a house has been on the market for like 30 days and then there's a price increase, it's like, bro, it's been on the market for a month. Why are you raising the price? But we'll see. 3rd gen Tundra is the best of all the new gens. I don't think so, because of the whole engine issues and the rattling and everything. The 25 Tundra that I was in, like I made that video on, that was actually pretty good. So hopefully Toyota figured it out, but like right out of the box, I honestly think that the 4Runner is probably the best so far. It's the one that I've had the absolute least issues with right out of the box, which, you know, for a $50,000 vehicle, you shouldn't have any issues, right? But it's brand new, mass production. You're going to find little gremlins and stuff here and there. So I had issues with my both Tacomas, just a little bit of issues. The Land Cruiser has some issues. While it's not horrible, it still does have some issues. But this 4Runner behind me, knock on wood, is so solid compared to all the other new generation vehicles. Actually, our Sequoia wasn't that bad. I had no issues with our Sequoia, actually. Did you see the 4Runner and Tacoma grill swap? I did. I'm not like the biggest fan of the grill swap. I wanted to like it more. It just really made the 4Runner look like a Tacoma. I think that, honestly, maybe if I'm able to, I'll put the 4Runner grill on the Tacoma. I think that would look good, but the Tacoma just looks so good. Toyota honestly just nailed it with the design of the 4th gen Tacoma, in my opinion. And the 4Runner, as we see more and more get built up, it's starting to grow on a lot of people. And mine, like with the matte finish and everything, I just think that it looks, I don't know, I think that it looks pretty good. Jenks says, John, what are your thoughts about putting an aftermarket cold air intake system on the new 2.4 turbos? Worth it or a waste? Looking to gain a little horsepower and throttle response. I think it's good, man. I had the 6-element one on my old Tacoma that I just sold. The new owner is loving the turbo noise. So if anything, that's worth it. Just hearing more turbo noise and induction sound. But I did get a little bit extra throttle response out of it. I also had AFE intakes on my Tundra, and when I took it off the Tundra and drove it to trade it in, I was like, there is like no oomph with this truck now. So I got used to what it was with the cold air intakes, helping it get a little bit more horsepower and a little bit more torque. And the cool thing too is once more tunes like from OTT start coming out for this, because I've been talking to the tuner, and I let him know that the 4Runner may have an intake on it when he goes to tune it, which it won't now at this point. But they can change a lot of stuff once they get more dyno results and tuning results from those manufacturers to help tune it even more. So a turbo engine is very, very tunable. So right now, like, you'll get a little bit out of it when you add the intakes to it, but eventually down the road, when you're able to put a nice, good, safe tune in it, you'll get even more horsepower and torque out of it. 20% off Land Cruiser. Don't accept anything less. PS Matt is awesome. 20% off would be rad. That's almost $10,000. Actually, close to 12.6 if you're looking at a 1958, and that is a lot. That is a lot. Yeah, dude. So I'll be at the More Expo, guys. That is the next Expo that I'm going to be at. And if you guys see me, like, do not hesitate to stop and say what's up. And, you know, I'll talk to you guys just like I am here. So, yeah, I'm going to be walking around it and everything and hanging out with people and taking photos and videos and stuff and talking with companies. But if you see me, definitely pull me aside and we'll chat. Tease the supercharger for the Tundra, I see. Almost here. Hopefully, man. Magnuson has been taking a while to get it to Toyota Mafia, and I'm not getting frustrated because, like, it's money that I don't want to spend right now. So it's like a double-edged sword. Like, I don't have to give all the money right now for the supercharger, but at the same time, I want it on the truck so we can start that next portion of the build of the Tundra. This is what separates you, John, from other Yota vloggers, is live stream Q&A. Yeah, dude. I try to get back with you guys as much as possible. I try to be in the comments as much as possible. I allot myself an hour a day to like get into the comments and talk to people. So I used to, back in the day, reply to every single comment. But it's a blessing now that there's so many comments that I can't get to everyone, but I still try to get to everyone, man. And I try not to overly clickbait things, but I still have to like fall into the YouTube algorithm to give you guys some curiosity to watch videos. It's just how YouTube is. You can't be like overly descriptive with stuff. So I try to do these live streams so we can just be, you know, raw and organic with it. I want to get better with my live streams this year too. I'm still working on my office, getting a whole nice setup done in there. And then I would like to do actual live streams where we can move the camera around. I could do installs in the garage, bullcrap with you guys, and all that. So no doom gloom videos from me or any other BS. It's just, you know, we install mods, we enjoy the stuff, do occasional vlog videos every once in a while, and just tell you guys how it is. So I appreciate the comment, Patrick. Peter Gamer says, how's it going, man? Says, hey, John, I'm back from the last Q&A. I'm mostly here to listen and what the conversation is about. He also says, I heard that in Australia, Japan, and South Africa, Toyota sells very heavily built Toyotas with a 2.8 liter four-banger turbo and a 4.5 liter V8. Would you like these engine options in the United States? I think it would be cool to have the V8 again here in the United States, even a diesel. Chevy does a great job with their diesels and getting more miles per gallon. Same with Dodge when they had the Eco Diesel. I don't know if Ford still has the smaller power stroke in the Ford F-150s, but like if I was to ever do a GMC, I would either get the 3 liter Duramax diesel or the 6.6 diesel. Diesels are so good, man. They're so good of engines. They're great, especially if you delete a lot of the bull crap off of them. They're great for longevity and stuff. But I mean, Toyota has so many other engines overseas. That's why when people get all up in an uproar that there's turbochargers on the cars here or that there are 4 cylinders on the cars here, this is nothing new to Toyota. It's just new to the North American market, and people like think that it's just new. It's not. Like there's 4-cylinder engine turbos overseas, diesel turbos overseas. They're still running the same engine that's in the 4Runner in 300 series Land Cruisers in some markets overseas. So I mean, there's so many engines options out there. It's just Toyota for North America is really just streamlining their process and hopefully making these, you know, super reliable. Full Sense says, what's the highest mileage vehicle you've ever owned? That would be my second gen 4Runner. It had 137,000 miles on it, I think. And my first gen Tundra, I want to say only had like 120,000 miles when I sold it. So yeah, I've had some 100,000+ mile vehicles. The most I've put on a vehicle that I back All right, I may be back. Can you guys see me? I don't even know if it's still going. I can't even tell. Loud and clear. Back. Yes. Bro, I am so over our Cox internet. It's not even funny. I'm just like all day. I pay for 1,000 megabits down. I just did a speed test while y'all were gone. While I was gone, I guess. 28 megabits down. This stuff is just so frustrating. So frustrating. It's been like, oh my gosh. I'm to the point. I have a Starlink Mini for going. Cox sucks. It's horrible. And AT&T fiber that. So this is the shitty thing. The only internet provider for our neighborhood is Cox. Like, and it's so frustrating. So I have a mini Starlink that I just put in my driveway, and it was incredible. Like, it was reaching almost throughout my whole house. So then I went to their website, and you could get a residential one that has, I have Cox, that has broadbands that will like distribute all the Wi-Fi throughout your whole house. If any of you guys have Starlink, have you used it during a storm? Because that's my only concern with Starlink, is that if there's cloud coverage or if it's raining, my internet will be bad. So I may ask people or something like that to do that. So yeah, so where's that Starlink? So it's in my office, and I was very close today to just setting it up for, it sucks during a storm. My parents use it during hurricanes. I mean, that's a storm. So Sean and Joe kind of contradicting each other a little bit. I just didn't know if it's like old satellite dishes, like back in the day, my parents had DirecTV, and whenever it would storm, it would just be so bad. Starlink is amazing. Used it during my entire deployment. Like all SATCOMs, it drops during storms. So that may be the con, right? But like this Cox internet is just trash, and it's sunny outside. Or, well, it's not sunny anymore. It's clear outside. So, and it's just so bad. Heavy rain and snow really affect it. Okay, well, unless it's like a storm that we had this past January or February, we don't really have storms or snow here, so that's good at least. We don't have live oak fiber in our area, Ryan. It's literally only Cox, which is horrible. You could set up a router to fail over to Cox if during the storm, cut the Cox plan down as far as bandwidth and keep both. Yeah, maybe I could do that. See what Cox offers for like $25 or $50 a month. Because that's the other crappy thing too, is that I pay $165 a month for the best internet. And it's horrible. It is absolutely horrible. So sorry about the rant, guys. I'm not trying to be a Debbie Downer. It's just like, we're in 2025, right? We are in 2025. You pay a company for their service, and it's horrible. We have like a top Cox representative now that I just screenshot that, and my wife is gonna send them it to let them know that our internet is trash again. The Cox people have been at this house since we've owned it for 5 years. I wanna say 20 times. So it is horrible. Why doesn't anyone compare a Grand Cherokee Trailhawk? That's cool. Jeep has some decent stuff for sure. I watch storm chasers use that Starlink to live stream their chases on YouTube. It does surprisingly good, although there might be some drops. I'm okay with some drops during storms because it's a storm. I get that, but like I want over 99% accuracy though, especially if like literally YouTube is my business. TY says, so why do professional mechanics say these new engines on Toyotas are putting out will not last long term, and YouTubers say no, everything is good? I don't know. I don't know. But those mechanics also aren't the engineers that develop the engines too. And I'm not knocking them, you know. Maybe they'll be right in 5, 10, 15 years. I have no idea. But no manufacturers are making engines and cars in general like they used to. So, I mean, everything will fail. Everything is getting a shorter shelf life, which is absolutely pathetic, like my Cox Internet. So, but we'll see. We will see what who is true at the end of it. So, yeah, time to move. I know. I will see. Cox is definitely a dumpster fire, pain in my Cox. Canadian user, maybe Elon is messing with our signal strength. Maybe. I know that Canada was supposed to get a whole bunch of Starlinks up there and everything, and then they just canceled them or whatever. I have no idea. The pettiness back and forth between everything right now is so pathetic. Nothing will get done if people continue to just, no, you said this, no, you said, it's bro, just get it done. Kyle says, I started using Verizon 5G home internet in Orlando, and it's been good so far. So that, in all fairness, that is the other option, T-Mobile internet. I could potentially get it here, but when I asked them about it, they said that, because I have T-Mobile as my cell phone carrier, I said, how good will it be at my house? Because it's $50, unlimited data, up to literally what I'm paying for with Cox right now. And they said it would be just a little bit better than your actual phone internet. And my phone internet at my house is not good. So we'll see. I know reliability is questionable, but nobody is talking about them. How long until someone swaps the Tacoma front end onto the 4Runner? It's actually been done already. Some chick with an OnlyFans did that on Facebook, and she tagged her. The only reason I say that is because she tagged her OF right there for people to go over there. Yeah, it is. She put it on there, and it looks good, but it's not my favorite. I wanted to really like it more. I'm still going to do it on my Tacoma and 4Runner to show the whole process and what it actually entails instead of just the photos. So we'll see how that goes, and if I like it a little bit better in person versus in the photos. Because in the photos, it really made the 4Runner look like a Tacoma, and I would prefer if they were kind of different. And as people start to build these 4Runners up, they're starting to look a lot better. So yeah, so I'll do a full breakdown video of that. I think it's wrong to say the 6th Gen 4Runner drives better. I believe you're describing a driving characteristic of the 8-speed transmission. Long-term reliability will cost more with turbo and battery. I mean, yeah, the 8-speed transmission helps it drive better, but you can't add that to the old 4Runner unless you do a full powertrain swap, and then the full powertrain swap on a 5th Gen 4Runner is what made it drive better. So the new one just drives better. It's softer suspension. It's comfortable. The seating position's better. The powertrain's better. So that is why it drives better, in my opinion. When I get in my old 4Runner, though, and don't think I'm crapping on the 5th Gen. I still own it, and it will be in my garage way after this one right here is gone. So don't think that I'm crapping on the 5th Gen 4Runner, because every time I get in it, I shut that door. It's solid. The thing is a freaking tank. But at the end of the day, this new one, I would much rather take this, like I just did, to Texas and back than that 5th Gen 4Runner. So that's why I say it. I own both. I drive both. That's my opinion on it. So the old one is still good. I think people should still buy it, and people will still buy it for decades to come. But yeah, I mean, reliability, who knows? Toyota has not made, a bad engine intentionally. And yeah, turbos cost more, batteries will cost more to fix in the future for sure than an old engine would. Proton Packin says, I just bought a 25 Tundra Limited. Hopefully it lasts. Seems solid so far. No rattles. Yeah, hopefully the 25s, like I said, because I had that trail or the TRD rally, and it was pretty good. So hopefully the Tundra stay good for a while. Thank you everyone for jumping back on, by the way. We had some internet issues with my wonderful Cox internet. I'm really going to be trying to do something about this stuff. But I missed a bunch of questions that you guys had up at the top. So if I didn't answer any of your guys' questions, go ahead and throw them into the comment section and I will get to them. We're only going to go for about an hour tonight. I got a lot of stuff to still do before we head off to California. Are there aux switches available for from Toyota Parts to add? I'm not sure, because you would have to get like the whole module for it that plugs up into the front that then goes into the fuse box and everything. So it's not just like a button that you'd be able to put into it. But Cali Raised and Westcott Designs, and I'm sure other companies too, are making nice little panels that will just go on top, and you just plug it into a whole switch mechanism, and it will be a lot easier, a lot cleaner than trying to do something aftermarket from Toyota. 2.5 gen Tacoma looked great on the 3rd gen 4Runner, or 4th gen 4Runner, I think you mean, right, Sean? Because I seen a 2.5 gen Tacoma front end on a 4th gen 4Runner. That I agree with. That looks really, really good for sure. Left a 5th gen 4Runner for the Tundra. Dang. So then, yeah, for you to say the Tundra feels solid, that is awesome. Unassisted, how much was the 4Runner out the door? So I got it for MSRP. MSRP was 55, 56, I think, for my 4Runner. And then taxes, title for my area, because it all depends on where you live for your taxes. So taxes, title, I already had a plate, so I didn't have to pay for a new plate, because in Florida, you keep your plate. I want to say I was under 60 out the door, because our tax rate in my area for sales tax, I want to say is 6.5% or 7%. So whatever 7% is of $56,000. So it was just shy of, let's say, 58 or 59,000 for my 4Runner. So it all depends on location, man. It really does, because someone. Yes, mine is a premium 4Runner with no moonroof, though. I do have the trailer backup assist and also the freaking digital camera, but I don't have the moonroof, so that saved about $1,000 or whatever it is. Sean says that he's picking up his 2025 Tacoma ORP on Saturday. Can't wait. Looking for roof rails. What's your favorite new generation Toyota truck now that you've had all of them? That's freaking crazy, right? I would say it's a very close tie between the Tacoma that I had, not this new TRD Pro, just because of the shaking issues that it has. The powertrain's great in it, like when you drive it, aside from the shakiness. But I just really had a soft spot for that TRD off-road just because of all the memories that I made with it. It was a really good truck. But I would say so far, my favorite, like out of the box, is probably the 4Runner. The hard thing is that I like aspects of all of them for different reasons. If I had to have a truck, I would pick the Tundra just because I like having a full-size truck. When we drove this 4Runner to Texas and then got in the Tundra afterwards and put the dogs in the back and my wife and I, there's so much room. So, in that regard, I like the Tundra. The Sequoia is probably one of my least favorite of all the new generations, just because Toyota completely botched the rear end of the cargo area for the Sequoia. And then I think after the Sequoia would be the Land Cruiser, just because it's not amazingly thought out for the US market, like with a lot of the interior layout and stuff. I love the exterior on the Land Cruiser. I think it looks really cool. But that would probably be my second to least favorite. And then I'll put Tundra third, just with the asterisk of if I was buying it for a dedicated truck and a road trip vehicle, I would prefer to have the Tundra. And then probably Tacoma and then 4Runner. I think that Tacoma is my favorite, I think that 4Runner is my favorite out of the Toyota side, but I think that GX may outbeat all of them just on the Lexus side. So I think if we're only doing Tacoma, if we're only doing Toyota, I think that I think that right now, man, 4Runner may be my favorite. And I'm not sure if that's just because it's the new or what, but I really, I'm a 4Runner guy at heart, man. My first vehicle was a 4Runner. I love the 5th gen. That's what started this whole YouTube and this whole new life for me, which is incredible. And then now we have the 6th gen, which is something new and exciting for some people. But like my goal one day is to have one of every single generation of 4Runner. And I wouldn't do that with Tundra. I wouldn't do that with Tacoma. I do want to have a couple Land Cruisers in the future. I would love to have a 200 series, a 70 series. If we ever buy our house in Costa Rica, I will have a Hilux and a Land Cruiser 70 series out there. I could care less about Sequoias, having all the generations of that. I'm just a 4Runner fan, man. I just really enjoy the 4Runner, and that's not TRD John hyping it up. Like I'm literally a 4Runner enthusiast before the YouTube, right? Like the 4Runner I bought is because I wanted a 4Runner again, and I just happened to make a video, and then it just took off. And then YouTube gave me a $5 check one month, and then a $10 check, and then a $100 check, and then a $1,000 check, right? So again, it's not about the money, but it's just I was 4Runner enthusiast before. The money is just the byproduct of it. Lee says, I'm wondering, Lee, you are commenting a lot, bro, and I love it. Thank you so much for the support, dude. I truly, truly appreciate it. I'm wondering if they will have supply chain issues, being that it's not an option on your model. Yeah, I'm not sure for that. Why do you think they're selling more GXs versus Land Cruisers? I think the official numbers are more Land Cruisers sold than GXs. I want to say there's been more Land Cruisers actually sold, which is why there's more on the lots. I don't think that Lexus is outpacing GX, honestly, for total number sold. But I do really like the GX. I like the fact that it has the V6. It doesn't have the hybrid like the Land Cruiser does. It's a very nice, quiet, quality interior. The acoustic glass on it is nice. I really like everything about the GX. It is such a great vehicle. IFORCE Max or not? Yes. If you can afford that extra $3,000, I would do the IFORCE Max just because the power and the low-end torque alone of it is very, very good. It is a little bit heavier for sure, but the power and the torque of those IFORCE Maxes are very good. Actually meant to say 1.5. Oh, yeah. I get what you're saying. Yeah, I've seen that too. That looks really good on those 4Runners. Cassie says, what's up, John? I'm definitely not watching while I'm at work. Shh, don't tell people. Well, I'm glad that this little internet tiff is done because we just had some internet issues, but we seem to be holding pretty strong, so I appreciate everyone, man. Daniel says, I'm waiting for a 5th gen prices to drop, but holy crap, 2020 is still over 40K for a low mileage one. I am very curious. I want to get on Carvana and see and get an idea from multiple websites what my 2018 TRD Pro would sell at, because I'm very confident that I could probably get low 40s for that, and I paid low 40s for that TRD Pro. So yeah, fifth gens are definitely holding their value. Visited a Toyota dealership last weekend. They told me import tariffs for 4Runners, Land Cruisers are happening. There was just dealerships went wild with this, and other dealerships were already starting to charge 25% more. Like, dealerships are slimy, bro. But there was just an article that went out about Toyota. I didn't read the whole thing, but the synopsis of the article was that they're just going to continue business as normal right now and not raise prices. So I may be a little bit wrong with that, but there are some articles circulating about what Toyota's official stance is. We will find out tomorrow what companies want to play ball, what companies negotiated, and what will hold for the auto industry. We'll see. Do TY Ut says, I think these 4Runner prices are crazy as we're paying a premium for unknowns and reliability, but who would want to take a chance with these prices unless you don't care for long term? You're rolling the dice. Later, Ryan. I'll see you in the morning, bro. You're rolling the dice, just like any vehicle, really. There's lemons even on 5th gen 4Runners. There's lemons on 2nd gen Tundras. So far, so good. The nice thing is that this 2.4 engine in these vehicles has been around for a while. It has been tweaked for truck settings and stuff, or truck duty, But I mean, yeah, you're rolling the dice on anything. You could go to another brand and roll the dice on that too. You can buy a used one and roll the dice that the previous person maintained it properly. So I mean, no, like these vehicles though, if no one buys it, right, then they won't be reliable, because Toyota has to figure out, like my fender flares that are bulged. Toyota has to figure out, oh, hey, this may be an issue with them, right? Let's fix them. So that's the blessing and the curse of getting a new vehicle. Lexus dealers told me 25% import tariffs. Yeah, they don't know, because Toyota just announced what's going on. So there are a lot of people that were just like, oh, doom. It's like, bro, just let the stuff play out. Like, let's see what will happen. We talked about this last live stream too. Let's just see what will happen. And people were, not you guys, but others online were already freaking out, saying what the new prices are going to be. And like today, Toyota gives an article saying like, I'm very certain that, and I just want to read it so I'm not spewing nonsense. Where was it? So it's on Reuters.com. Toyota says it will maintain operations in the U.S. despite tariffs. Has been focused on bringing in Japanese. I wish that they could just. The Japanese domestic brand media reported earlier on Monday that the world's biggest automaker does not plan to raise prices for vehicles sold in the United States for the time being, even as Trump's 25% tariffs on global automotive imports take effect on April 3rd. So this Reuters article was posted on March 31st, so yesterday actually, at 8 a.m. So again, that's just dealers and these other YouTubers and stuff just going crazy about this stuff. And Toyota officially announced that they're just going to continue. And that's one article. So, you know, hopefully it's right. But we'll see. You know, that's why I said, yeah, dealers are lying about tariffs. Hey, get in here now. Buy the truck at a cheaper price. Like, dealers are slimy, bro. They're super slimy. But yeah, that's why I'm not knocking it. Like Trump came out with a very aggressive tariff. I like certain things he does. I don't like certain things he does. This was a little bit more aggressive to the point where I didn't really like it, because it's just not sustainable to have 100% of cars just overnight freaking be made here. Like, there's a whole process. But what I did like about the aggressive tariffs is it makes automakers go like, oh shit, we need to like figure something out. So it gets people in the negotiation tactics and everything faster. So that aspect I liked of it, but it was just, it's very aggressive. And then again, like I said, more YouTubers just went crazy about it and stuff. And maybe it's just my military background or something, but like there was so much crap that the Air Force said was going to happen. And in 10 years that I was in almost, it never happened, right? And everyone got riled up. They made changes to their family because something was going to happen. It's like, bro, whatever happens. Anyways, we're going on a tangent. Dealers are going to be sitting on inventory by adding, yeah. And if they add it to the price and then they lower the price back again, dude, you're a slimy dealership for sure. Baracho says, hey John, I lemoned a Tundra for a moonroof leak. Man, I still haven't bought anything, just torn between Tundra and the 4Runner. But that 4-banger turbo, I don't know. I mean, it's the same thing as a Tundra, right? Like, you gave up the V8 for the V6, and I hope you liked it, because if you're considering a Tundra again, the 4Runner's in the same boat. It's definitely underpowered compared to a Tundra, but again, when compared to the 6-cylinder that it used to have, it's pretty solid. So we'll see, man. Like I said, what long term is with all these vehicles, like it's so unknown. There'll be 4Runners that drop, 4Runners that have certain issues, Tacomas that have certain issues, like and of course the internet spreads it like wildfire and stuff. But you got to look at the bigger picture of how many are sold, what that percentage is of them. It still sucks that happens. It sucks that you had to lemon your truck. Like that's horrible, you know. And I've seen moonroofs literally pouring water into people's Tundras. So like you're not the only one for that. But then again, my Platinum that I had, it never happened, right? So it's not saying that my truck was special because it still had issues. But I mean, the 4Runner to me, like this one for being model year 1 compared to the Tundra model year 1 that I had and model year 2, This one is like so much better. And if you could afford the one with the IFORCE Max on it too, bro, like that's power. That is some power out of that truck. It drives very good. Toyota stated they aren't using prices on selective vehicles, but spreading it out 1% across all vehicles. Yeah, so I mean, and they may implement that for 2026, right? When they have the inflation kind of price raise that Toyota does every year, they may spread that out as the 26 models come out. They may eat it for a couple months because the 26 models, they're 4 months away. So they may announce the prices and stuff and just increase it there over time across the board versus just what it is. Lee says, I'm coming from a 2018 Grand Cherokee I bought new. Has 120,000 miles on it. It's been a tank considering the 4Runner, but amenities available from Jeep for the same price are way better. Yeah, I mean, and that's the beauty of choices, right? It's all about what you want. If another automaker has that and you would rather have that for your money, that's the beauty of choices. No one is forcing anyone to buy the Toyota product. It's just what this YouTube is about, it seems like. So I would love to have a diversity of other cars on the channel. It's just whenever that happens, it happens. 10K over stickers, just stupid. That's crazy. How much lift is the 4Runner getting? I believe it's about 4, Jesus. It's going to be about 2 in the front and 1 in the back. RAV4 is now the best-selling vehicle in the U.S. It is. It surpassed the F-150 as well, which is crazy. Hey, John, I'm trying to get a 285 60/20. What's your thoughts? I don't know what that is in tire math, honestly. Is that like a 32 or a 33 Lionel? I'm not exactly sure what that is or what vehicle that's on. If you want to do another comment for a little bit more specifics. It also depends on wheel choice too. If you're going a little bit more aggressive with your offset, things may rub. The car guy online, good on Toyota if they keep prices the same. I think there are only a couple of models that are really affected. Toyota is actually set up very well with tariffs. They are for sure. And there was also some misinformation too about if even the Tundra, right? Because there are parts sourced from overseas. If because the truck was built in America, if it was just kind of free from those tariffs because it was actually manufactured here and supplying American jobs too. So yeah, Toyota, just because they're a Japanese company, they make a lot of stuff. And for you guys on here, if you guys watch the car guy online, him and I are going to set up a live stream together. I missed his email like from freaking 3 weeks ago or something like that. So I think it would be cool also for me to get to the point of doing 2 live streams a week. One where it's a sit down with you guys, and either 1 a week or 1 a month or something like that, where I bring on a guest and we do a live stream, kind of like podcast style. So we'll see how this one goes over on the Car Guys channel. And depending on what software he uses, I may be able to stream it on my channel as well for you guys. We'll talk about it and we'll see. Chadwick says, you're practical. Bro, I try to be. I try to be. So, I mean, there's no point in being wild about it and losing your cool about things that, like, you can't control. It would be nice if we could control, like, a little bit more out of our lives until the government gets a lot smaller, which I hope it does. We will have more control over our lives. But, like, there's no reason to worry about it. Like, half the people in the comments, or probably over half the people in the comments, right? I mean, it sounds like a rude thing to say, but they're complaining about car prices of a car they probably weren't even going to buy in the first place. So, like, why are you wasting energy online bitching about the price of a car that you weren't even going to buy in the first place? Like, it's just a waste of breath and a waste of your little finger typing online. So, I don't know. Julio would be down for that. So, let's go Car Guy Online. Charity John, the collab we want. Heck yeah. All right, well, I mean, that's just one comment, but I assume because a lot of people that watch my channel, from what I see in my analytics, they watch his channel as well, so that'd be cool. Brandon says SR5 grade on 6th Gen 4Runner is the best value for those concerned about increased prices over the 5th Gen. Always love the simplicity of the SR5. For sure, and it starts literally $70 more, right? Which is cool. Unfortunately, you can't get it a little bit spruced up like you could on the last one. See you later, Kyle. Appreciate you being in here, man. but you know, it's still a nice, good entry level starting price. James Higgins says, I live in Destin too. I would love to take you to lunch. Well, dude, send me an email. We'll see if we can line something up. I'm always around. Well, I shouldn't say always. It seems like I'm gone every other week right now. Amart says, the last one from me, I'm going with a limited 4th gen Tacoma. What size wheels and tires, all terrains, would you go with to make it more of an OEM plus build? Thanks for these live sessions, by the way. I wouldn't go any more than like a 33. If you're going to get it as a hybrid, it's already going to come with 33-inch tires. So I wouldn't go more than a 33, maybe knocking on the door of a 34-inch tire. Especially if you're not going to lift it, then 33s are where you want to go. And then as for offset on your wheels, I wouldn't go more than like a plus 25 on it. I think that would look really, really good, and it would be a very clean build. And I'm a big fan of Nitto. You know, they help sponsor the channel, which is awesome, but I'm still free to use other tires if I want. But of the other tires that I've used, Nittos have just really been the best. I would get a nice lightweight tire as well, especially if you're not going to off-road it that much. You know, like a 4-ply tire, nothing more than that. Like, you don't need a D, an E, a C load range tire. You just need less than that. So keep the good miles per gallon, have the nice aggressive look. Basically, like, if you go back and you look at the wheel tire setup of this 4Runner that I did, it's perfect in my opinion. We'll see if we get any punctures of the wheels with the 4Runner out in California, that's for sure. I went no moonroof for my Tundra, didn't want to deal with it. Yeah. Apparently that's a pretty big issue for a lot of Tundra people, it seems like, especially on the Facebook pages. Kodiak's Ride, how's it going, man? So we are just over an hour, guys. I said at the beginning, and I'm going to go just a little bit longer because we had that mishap with my wonderful internet. So we'll go for another 5 minutes or so. But whatever comments you guys have or questions you guys have, please go ahead and throw them into the comment section, and I will get to you. And while you're down there, go ahead and leave a like. I would appreciate it. Kodiak says, hey, John, how's it going? We still haven't pulled the trigger yet on a new truck. Would you suggest we buy a Land Cruiser 1958 or the LC, or either the 4Runner non-hybrid or the 4Runner Platinum? If you're giving me all those choices, I would go for the 4Runner Platinum just because it's like really nice interior and it's cheaper than the Land Cruiser would be, or the Land Cruiser Premium at least. I would go for a 4Runner Platinum of all those. The 1958 for me, while some do own it, and I'm not knocking their vehicles, they may love it. For me personally, it's just too cheap on the inside for the price that it is. That being said, that's probably why they're heavily discounted right now. So you could get into a 1958 for pretty cheap. But MSRP for MSRP, you could do a 4Runner TRD Off-Road Premium IFORCE Max for the same price of a Land Cruiser 1958 and just get so many more features in the vehicle. So of those four, I would pick the 4Runner Platinum just because I like the interior of it. You get the iForce Max, all-wheel drive, all that stuff. But if you were going to do a Land Cruiser, I think that just a simple Land Cruiser grade for like 60 grand is probably the best bang for your buck on the Land Cruiser. All these trucks are made in USA because of tariffs from the get-go. Yeah, I mean, yeah, tariffs on both ends, back and forth, for sure. So, yeah, we'll see how everything goes, man, in a couple days. I love the 22 4Runner Off-Road Premium until I'm going uphill in elevation. Exactly, yeah, and that's, thank you, Aaron, I appreciate it. That's something, too, that a lot of people have said, like, that are reviewing these vehicles in Colorado. They're like, no, we love the new 4Runner because the turbo helps to differentiate that altitude, that thin atmosphere where an NA engine is trying to suck in air and it doesn't have that much air. The turbo helps compensate for that. So there's people at altitude that love it. Yeah, hit the likes button. Appreciate it. Thanks for your responses, John. And thanks for the service. Of course, man. Thanks for you guys' support here in the comments, too, and just everything in life. I appreciate it, too. John, go to bed. No, I got a couple more mods to install, and then I'm going to probably jump in the pool because I've been sweating. So I may jump in the pool, take a shower, and then go to bed because we got to get up early to go to Yota Mafia. I would recommend doing an interview with the Car Care Nut. He's awesome. We all learn a lot from both of you. Yeah, so that's the beauty of YouTube, is that I am never going to deep dive into an engine and give you guys all the statistics because, like, I don't know, right? And I would love to learn, but that's what his channel's for. So, I mean, that's the beauty of YouTube, is that you guys get so many different options to, like, get the best answers possible for whatever content you guys are looking for, or questions you guys are looking for. What's your pick for a long-term truck? Tacoma, IFORCE, or IFORCE Max? If it's going to be a long-term truck for me, I would do IFORCE Max, as in 8+ years ownership. Yeah, I would do IFORCE Max. You're just going to get the most out of the truck, the better power and stuff. It does suck that you lose under-seat storage on it, but if I was going to do a Tacoma long-term, it'd be a TRD off-road, IFORCE Max, and I'd call it a day. That's the Tacoma that I would do very long-term. Nitto's the best, got 67,000 miles on my FJ, won't buy anything else. Yeah, I've been thoroughly impressed with all of my Nittos that I've had. Luke says, I think I probably missed this, but how much will tariffs impact the 4Runner? 0. Toyota, per an article, a couple articles, but the one that I just read, Toyota is not going to be raising prices in the beginning right now for any of these tariffs. So they may be in negotiations. Japan themselves may be in negotiations with the president to save all cars, because like there's multiple things that can happen, right? Is the car manufacturers can negotiate, or the country themselves, because maybe Japan has certain tariffs on us that Trump once stopped, and if Japan has all these cars coming this way, they could offset the tariffs in certain ways to make other products that come into the United States that we already pay tariffs on. Like, tariffs are not this new thing. Like, we get taxed on certain products coming in here, and then we see that on the grocery store shelves or your electronics and all that stuff. So like, certain things just aren't fair with the amount of tariffs that, or taxes on things that we have been, or tariffs I should say, on things that we've been paying. So there's this whole big, that's why when people have been freaking out about it, it's like, dude, there's a way bigger picture to all this stuff. So but as of right now, on the new 4Runner, there won't be any price increase. Did you run hub-centric rings on the wheels you have on the 6th Gen? I did not, because these, the hub bore for these race wheels are meant for the new generation vehicles. Kyle says, hey, John, I just want to say thanks for the help along the way. Been watching and shopping 2 years now, and brought home a 25 Tundra Platinum this past weekend. Bro, congrats. I hope that thing is super solid for you and you enjoy it. Yeah, the Ridge Grapplers were some of the best. I had 15,000 miles on mine on the Tundra, and they're surprisingly quiet. Kyle, congrats on the new Tundra, dude. That is awesome. Aaron says, love the content. Thank you for supporting it. How many trucks do you have? Technically, truck-wise, I only have 2, but I own 5 Toyotas right now. And when the Land Cruiser gets back, we're going to throw a couple more mods on it, go over it, and we'll only have it for about another month. And then depending on how things go with this Tacoma vibration issue, we may get out of it early, or just turn it in on the lease anyways. I wanted to do more with the Tacoma, but the 4Runner came, and I just need to pivot on how I do content, is just like have a main vehicle for you guys, have a couple projects here and there, but I don't need to have all these expensive vehicles. It's fun to have them and showcase stuff for you guys with them. Like if there's Land Cruiser issues or whatever, like it's nice to have the newest of stuff for content. But I looked back, and the last Land Cruiser video I made was 2 months ago, and that's not good for the channel. And it's not good for my pocketbook if I have $1,000 Land Cruiser payment and I'm not making videos on it. My wife's been driving it. She's been driving it and getting real estate closings. So like, I don't care. Like, she can have that car if she wants, if she's making money, that's all good, but just content wise for me, I don't need the Land Cruiser anymore. I'm sure you answered this, but what's your favorite 4Runner trim level for the money? For the money, TRD off-road, premium. For the money, but my favorite trim level is Probably the Trail Hunter. I actually really like the 4Runner Trail Hunter. But I think that the best bang for your buck to get features, nicer interior, and not be like too flashy, and if you don't need it for off-road, is honestly probably the Limited. The Limited is probably the best bang for your buck when it comes to quality of materials inside, features the vehicle has. It's probably the Limited. Is anyone tuning these yet? With the turbos, you would think you could squeeze more out. Yes, we are actually tuning the 4Runner in a week with a OTT tune. So we're going to get about 30 more horsepower and about 30 more torque out of it, which is still very conservative for this new 4Runner. And last couple of questions, unless you guys have any burning in your heads, because we've been on just over an hour. I wanted to give you guys extra time because of that delay that we had in the live stream. It's pretty cool that the live stream kind of stayed up. I guess it just went black on YouTube or something. But yeah, just any other questions, throw them in there. If not, we're about to hop off. Toyota should come out with a new single turbo V6 with the new transmission for the Tacoma and 4Runner. It'd just be cool if they put the detuned version in it. Like there's no reason to develop like a whole new engine, in my opinion. Just bring the detuned version that's in the SR and like the GXs. Like that would be cool. But honestly, the hybrid is pretty peppy. And I'm excited to put the tune in this one just to see how good it is compared to the hybrids themselves. Because once you go hybrids, yeah, you get a lot of torque, but it's also a heavy vehicle. Baker says, what offset did you go with on your Relations race wheels? The ones on the 4Runner are a plus 25 offset on that. And actually, the new ones that are on the Land Cruiser are also a plus 25. Roman says, no more questions this week, bro. Just hi and thanks for the content. I appreciate the support, Roman. And last one from Cripple Creek says, thanks for the live stream, John. Keep hustling. I am. I'm about to finish up this install on the 4Runner, wrap up the video portion for you guys, and then get ready to go up to Yota Mafia. Scotty says, just my opinion, Car Guy Online is more realistic and factual than your Hopium when deep dive with engines lasting. Yeah, that's good. He does his research for sure and finds stuff online, which is nice, instead of just, going places or just talking about the world is falling off and Toyota's falling over the edge. Like, he actually backs his stuff up with good articles and all that, which is nice. If you're gonna do videos of like the doom, but actually back it up with some certain doomy things, then that's fine, versus just spewing nonsense. So I enjoy his videos for that. Casey said, thanks as always for answering the questions. I've watched your Tacoma videos for a year now. I have a deposit on a 25 TRD Sport. Can't wait for it to come in. Dude, appreciate it, Casey. I hope you enjoy it. The TRD Sport is pretty cool. Just keep in mind that hood is going to flutter a little bit unless Toyota has fixed it on the 25s. That's my only gripe about that hood. It looks awesome, but it does flutter a little bit. Ray says, great listen. Blansk. I'm going to get that right one day. Travel safe, I will. Trent says, thanks for answering. Love the channel. Appreciate your guys' support. By the way, Machine Silver wheels look the best on your TRD Pro. Bro, they popped. Like, they look so good. The all-black Sinister looks pretty cool, too. And I have a video coming out about the Tacoma as well with a new topper I put on it. Just the all-black looks super sick. If Toyota would put a twin-turbo V6 in the 6th Gen 4Runner, I would sell my house. That's awesome. Well, guys, I freaking appreciate it. Everyone that commented, everyone that liked the videos, thank you guys so much. Sorry it was a quicker live stream. Got a lot of stuff to do tonight still. But, guys, I appreciate you all coming out, and I will catch you in the next one. You guys have a great rest of your week.